there friends, Rebecca here, the Dragon Librarian from Farmington Community Library, and Ling and I are here to talk to you about a book that is part of a series that I think is absolutely perfect to read this time of year. I mean, really honestly, you can enjoy it anytime, but I feel like I've read every book in this trilogy so far around this time, and it's been absolutely perfect. So we're middle of February, right? We've got Valentine's Day right around the corner. It's happening this weekend. So maybe you're looking for something that is a little bit romantic. Maybe you're looking for something that's a little bit unique. You're not really like, oh, I've read all the romance stuff. I'm tired of it. I want something different. I want something fresh. Look no further because I have got the book for you. So this book is called Scythe and Sparrow by Brynne Weaver, and this is the third book in the Ruinous love trilogy. Now, I've talked about the previous two books in this series in some previous videos. So the very first book is called Butcher and Blackbird, and then the second book is called Leather and Lark, and then this is the third one, Scythe and Sparrow. So first, let's get this out of the way. Do you need to read all three of these books in order? Not necessarily. I feel like each book is its own standalone story. It does overarch and like connect to the other two, but each book basically features its own characters, its own romance. Some of the other characters from previous books are obviously in this book, but it gives enough background information and detailed explanation that I don't think it's absolutely necessary. Is it more enjoyable? Absolutely. I recommend starting from the very first book, but you don't have to. If you just want to start this one and jump in, you absolutely can do that. So one of the things that makes this series very unique is that not only is it a romance series with a lot of spice, it also has a lot of murder, which maybe is not a thing that you normally think of when you think of love. You don't think of, people stabbing each other and brutally attacking each other, but some of that does happen in these books, because basically these stories are all about serial killers or murderers and finding love with each other, which sounds so completely bonkers. You're like, oh my God, I don't want to read anything about that. But the thing that's really great about this series is that it doesn't take itself too seriously. It is hilarious. If you have a dark sense of humor, you will absolutely cackle when reading these books. I love these books so much, I can't even tell you. The best part about them, though, I just want to say right now, if you see my other videos about this series, you will know that this author, in the beginning of each book, includes a set of triggers, which I think is fair because there's a lot going on in these books. Content and trigger warnings. Now, they are hilarious. I mean hilarious. Even though some of the stuff is very serious, some of them are also super hilarious. So when I got this book, the first thing I did was I dove into that list because I was like, I need to read this and laugh immediately. And I was not shocked at all to find that I loved it. I'm just going to read a couple things. Not all of them are safe for work, so you're only getting a couple of them. Ill-advised use of a stapler gun. Are drug-addicted raccoons a trigger? Debate. Clowns. Sexy clowns. There is a lot of injury and death. It's a book about a doctor and a serial killer falling in love, so I feel like that's probably a given. And many, many more. If you are looking for something completely different that has romance, that has fun and laughs and dark humor, regular humor, and a lot of murder, this series is for you. If you're just looking for something different and you want to give it a try, go for it. So, what is this particular story about? A doctor and a murderer falling in love. Yes. So, Finn is the male protagonist in this book. He is one of a set of three brothers. The other two brothers have been featured in the previous books. Finn is a doctor, and he's healing his heart in Nebraska because he proposed to his girlfriend who turned him down. And he has been just nursing his heart in Nebraska. He goes to this weekly, crochet club. He is the most unassuming person ever. But he does harbor a dark secret that does involve murder. So into his life comes Rose, who is this firecracker of a girl. She does this motorcycle show in a circus. She also does tarot card readings. And when she comes across a woman who needs help, she's maybe got an abusive boyfriend or a husband, she helps that woman out in the best way she can, which is to, yes. So all the murdering that happens in these books is against people who, I don't know, I'm not going to say they deserve it. I'm not going to say that. So anyway, in the midst of her going after one of these guys, something goes wrong and she gets hurt. She finds herself on Finn's doorstep and they are immediately drawn to each other. So he helps her out, he patches her up, she ends up staying with him. And as they begin to get closer and start to heal each other's wounds, they have to decide whether or not they can trust each other, whether or not a relationship is even possible between people like them. It's an unconventional love story. Who doesn't love that? A doctor, a murderer? Come on, everybody enjoys love or deserves love, right? I'll let you decide that for when you read this book. But like I said, the main thing though with this book and the previous 2 books in the series is I've never laughed so hard when I read a book before. They are so funny. The author knows what she's doing. She, like I said, doesn't take herself too seriously. Everything is just, it's hilarious. That being said, please do read the trigger warnings in the beginning. Yes, they are a very funny list, but there are also some serious things on there too. And yes, this is a very spicy series, so there are definitely some spicy scenes in it, so just, read with caution if that's something that you are, nervous about as well. But highly recommend the series, particularly if you've read a lot of romance, you're looking for something different, or you just haven't read a lot of romance and you're looking for something different. This is a series that is so much fun to talk about in addition to read about. So I promise you will never be a boring person at a party ever again. You can just bring up one of these books and you'll be good to go. So this is the newest and last book in this trilogy, Scythe and Sparrow by Brynne Weaver. Well, that's what we've got for you guys today. I hope that this book series sounds really fun and interesting and that you don't think I'm just crazy talking about it. If so, please feel free to come check it out from Farmington Community Library. It is available there. And also thank you so much for watching, my friends. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day.